Okay, so now we are going to be talking about adjectives and adverbs. So adjectives are actually quite simple since they have the same endings as the definite article and the nouns that we've already met. They are called 2-1-2, and this is actually quite an important point. They have obviously masculine, feminine, and neuter forms, and this is because of course they have to agree in case, number, and gender with the noun that they are describing. Agree with noun they are describing. Okay? So they have to agree. That's really, really, really important. And it's masculine, feminine, and neuter, and on the masculine side, it goes exactly like a second declension masculine noun. On the feminine side, it goes like a first declension feminine noun, and on the neuter, well, it goes like a second declension neuter noun, which is why it's called 2-1-2. So you'll go, oops. So let's pick sophos, which means wise. So this will be sophos, sopher, sophon, right? Masculine, feminine, neuter. Obviously that's the nominative. And actually the rest of these are very, very simple. As you can guess, it will go now in the masculine, sophon in the accusative, then sophu, and so on and so forth. Just the endings that we've already discussed. And then obviously into the plural, it will be sophoi, sophus, sophone, sophois. So I'll just run through that again. Sophos, sophon, sophus, sopho with the iota subscript. Sophoi, sophus, sophone, sophois. In the feminine, I'm by the way, I'm only gonna write up to the genitive because I think you understand the different forms. It'll be sopher, sophen, sophers, and so on. So it'll be sopher, sophen, sopher, sopher, sophice, sophas, sophone, sophice. So again, very predictable and very regular. Neuter, as we said, both the accusative and the nominative are the same. That's going to be sophon. I mean, it goes exactly like dendron. And then that's going to be sophu. Sophu. And then obviously the rest is predictable. It'll be sophon, sophon, sophu, sopho, sopha, sopha, sophone, sophois. So, look, the neuter goes like dendron. The feminine goes like timer. And the masculine goes like logos. So there are a few examples. Well, there are a few slight spelling changes. I'm not going to say irregular. They're just spelling changes, I suppose. So just like Cora is a regular first declension noun, feminine noun, but it has this alpha instead of the eta of Timur. So it doesn't have that eta, it has an alpha throughout because it has a row here. Because it has a row. Well, it's the same for adjectives. If the adjective ends in a row or a vowel, the same thing is going to happen. It's going to have alpha instead of eta. So, a good example of this is mikros, meaning small. Hence the English word micro. So mikros in the feminine, and then in the nominative, it's in the masculine and the neuter, it's completely as sophos. It's identical. You have mikros, which is obviously like sophos. But in the feminine, you've got mikra. Because obviously you have this row here. So you can't have mikra. It's a spelling change. And then obviously in the neuter, it's just as we've discussed. So it's mikron. So no change. It's only in the feminine. Only in feminine. Okay? So now that we've discussed adjectives, well, actually, before we move on to adverbs, let's just have a few examples of how adjectives look. So adjectives are sandwiched within the noun. Sandwiched within noun. Okay? So they go between the definite article and the main noun. So they're sandwiched. So let's say you wanted to say in the nominative, the wise slave. The wise slave would be why do I keep doing that? Hosophos doulos. And as you can see, every part agrees. Ho is obviously nominative masculine, singular, as is the ending os, and obviously the endings os here agree. So they all have to agree, and as you can see as well, the adjective is sandwiched in the middle of this sort of mini construction, if you like. So we'll do another example. Let's say you were to say the wise words. That would be, obviously that's going to be plural, and let's say it was the subject of the sentence, so nominative. That would be hoi sophoi logoi. Again, sandwich, the sophoi is sandwiched in between the definite article and the noun, and all of the endings agree. Okay, next we're going to talk about adverbs. Adverbs really are nothing to stress about. In fact, I'm not even going to start a new page because they really are quite easy. And they're very regular. All you do is add the ending os to the stem. So for sophos, the adverb is going to be sophos. That's going to be wisely.